Well, hello, my wonderful broskis of the Maverick Nation, and welcome to the but no, that was the last one. And welcome to part 8 of What If the Big Three Save Christmas. Last part, basically at the end of the last part, Krampus basically he chaos controlled himself to the moon, and now he's going to be planning something nefarious there. I'm sure of it. And basically, what I'm doing with this part of the What If is a little bit of a spoof of I've never personally seen the movie, but what I think that it's probably like Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. I've never seen it, but whatever I think it would be like. Basically, I mean, like, even though he isn't on Mars, he is somewhere in outer space. Basically, some sort of thing. Basically, I mean, not Izuku, shit. Luffy, Naruto, and Ichigo are like, well, he knows our powers, so what are we going to do? And basically, nobody really knows what to do. I mean, literally, like, they're right. I mean, unless they're gonna pull another random Jotaro moment. But, I mean, Mayuri doesn't want to, run the risk, or Uehara or whoever doesn't want to run the risk of another Chaos Emerald, or whatever the hell they think it is. Like, if it's blue, they would think it was a diamond. If it was yellow, they would think it would be a piss rock. And yes, that is a reference to Snap Cube. Basically, so that like nobody really knows what to do right now. Like everybody's kind of like in stasis of thought. Like nobody really knows. So it's really just a lapse in thinking. It's just real weird for them. So yeah. But then all of a sudden, Krampus decides basically he finds robots on the moon, and he also finds the aliens. The aliens say they made the robots, and so Krampus decides to ally himself with the aliens that made the robots, and the robots, because they were made by the aliens, well, whatever. And basically use them to get back to Earth, and instead of taking over Christmas, just take over the world in general. He doesn't give a shit about Christmas anymore. He just wants to take over the world. Basically, like Pinky and the Brain, but with Krampus. Unless Pinky and the Brain. The Krampus and the Brain. The Krampus and the Brain. One is a genius, the other's insane. Damn it. I should have known I would make a Pinky and the Brain reference sooner or later in my channel. History. History is a mystery. That's why you gotta love it. Anyways, so whenever the aliens and the robots, they come down, Santa's basically like, well, I remember this, these aliens, these robots. Basically, the aliens and robots. He had previously contended with them because, he conquered the Martians. Santa Claus conquered the Martians. But, and you guys may be saying, no, well, these are just never mind, guys. Basically, Naruto, Ichigo, and Luffy, they all just go straight for it, go to, kick some sass with Santa Claus, and, the captains and lieutenants don't really know what to do. Jiraiya, Orochimaru, Kabuto they don't really know what to do. And Bartolomeo was just being Bartolomeo. And the rest of the Straw Hats, they have to do their own thing with, like, holding the fort at the workshop until they're basically given the not really good news, but the new news that Krampus has changed plans. He is now not really looking to take over Christmas, but to just take over the world in general. And use the Martians and their robots. I'm just gonna call them aliens in general because they're not Martians, because they're not from Mars, they're from the moon. And basically, the aliens and the robots that the aliens made to take over the world. So, basically, all the Straw Hats would try to go over and help, and the captains and lieutenants, they would kind of have to deal with their own stuff. And with that, basically, Santa would be like, Krampus, come out and fight me like a man, or whatever you are. And basically, the head commander of all of the moon aliens basically is just like Nanu Nanu or some shit. I don't know how moon aliens would speak. Freaking Mork and Mindy references. And basically, he just like, oh, you guys only speak English. Whatever. Anyways, so, basically, Santa would correct him, like Santa and Krampus. Well, Krampus now because he eventually ate the second half, but like Santa, ever since he ate the first half, was able to understand like every language because he goes around the entire world, so he would have to understand all of the languages. So basically, the aliens, they don't give a shit. But then all of a sudden Santa remembers something that he saw from a very bad movie, and then all of a sudden he just like asks Luffy to just like kind of like pull a Popeye and like start spinning his arms around near that big like spot of water. And basically he does that, like Luffy does that, and then all of a sudden just a big torrent of water comes splashing onto all the aliens, and they just get like vaporized. Yeah, I'm using Signs logic. The movie The Signs. M. Night Shyamalan be damned. What a twist. So basically, they do figure out, like, these guys have the same weakness as the, aliens from The Signs. And so, blunt objects also works. And Ichigo's like, so slicing objects would probably work too. And, I mean, come on. Beating the shit out of them and, splashing them with water. I mean, these aliens, no wonder, like, the news said that they really didn't last that long. No wonder the news said they didn't last that long. They weren't they weren't confident to begin with. No wonder they didn't last that damn long. I'm trying to think of the word. Incompetent. Competent. They weren't all that competent to begin with, so no wonder they didn't last that damn long. I mean, if like the Earth is like 70% covered in water, and these guys are weak to water, so why would you land on a planet that is 70% covered in water? Oh my god, I'm not sure what the hell. Anyways, my digressions with the my discretions with M. Night Shyamalan's aside, within that M. Night Shyamalan aside, you know, so basically all the aliens are dead, but no one is really like, there to turn off the robots. But then Mayuri remembers, like, oh wait, about that rock. He seems to have left it whenever he teleported. And basically, yeah, it kind of fell back into orbit and just landed on Momo's head and knocked her unconscious. The Chaos Emerald landed on her head, just like bonk, like boink. Freaking, freaking TF2 reference. Damn it. And so basically, Mayuri is like, good catch, Momo. He's just saying it sarcastically, but it's just like, good catch, Momo. And he's just like, chaos control? And then all of a sudden, the freaking robots, they just, turns out they ran on chaos energy. And whenever Mayuri attempted chaos control, it basically, kind of negated their chaos, whatever chaos energy they were still running on. And after they're negated, basically they explode because of how long they've been running. So basically, overload, explosion, bang. But Krampus, the little freaking snickerdoodle that he is, he freaking escapes again, and Santa's like, I'll find him. You, you guys need to take a rest. And Naruto, basically, he's just like, mm, Naruto and fam, as in Naruto and Jiraiya and everyone else, are just like, no, we're gonna help you. Basically, the only ones that are really allowed to help, like Santa are really allows to go with him, are Naruto, Ichigo, and Luffy. And you guys may be wondering why I haven't had Chad, Uryu, or Hime, Rukia, or Renji do anything. Well, I'm just gonna go say Uehara was like, stay here with me, make sure all the reindeer are safe. Including Rudolph, because, he's kind of like the flashlight in case, like, it gets stormy as shit. Because, in the song, it literally says, then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Basically, Uehara is basically just saying what the song says. You know, they need the reindeer, especially Rudolph, to all be alive, so that they can even guide the freaking sleigh. So, yeah. But Rudolph does show them a pretty cool trick that he can do. Yeah, the reindeer can actually all talk, just like in the movie. They can all talk. And reindeer, and Rudolph is just like, Naruto, Ichigo, Luffy, uh, I need you three to come here for a second. And they're just like, okay. And Rudolph is like, Ichigo, I heard you don't really like Santa all that much. And if I haven't already said this already, I'm going to be making the whole plot thing of Basically, let's just gonna I'm just gonna say like Masaki was basically killed somewhere around Christmas time, if I didn't say that already. And that's why Ichigo doesn't like Santa, because, around Christmas time was whenever Masaki, his mother, died. And by the hands of a hollow, when really it was just Yuha effing around with the whole Quincy powers. So yeah. Basically Rudolph basically explains that he can't hold on to these grudges forever, and it's better to forgive. I mean, it really isn't control what time of day or what day it is that something like that happens. And Ichigo was just like, I can't believe I'm actually talking to a reindeer, but I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but Rudolph, you're right. I'm sorry. And basically, Rudolph also says, and Naruto, you mind, uh, not being, and Naruto's like, not being what? And Sasuke's like, what Rudolph is trying to say is not be so damn clueless. And Rudolph is like, Sasuke, I was gonna try to say it a lot less mean, but, that works too. Besides, I didn't even want you over here. And Sasuke's like, fine, whatever. And then just freaking body flickers. And Naruto's like, fine, whatevs. I'll try to be less annoying. With the whole believe it and shit. That's why he dropped the believe it. Because Rudolph said to not be such annoying. Because I do know that some people find that to be annoying. So, I'm just gonna say that Rudolph is the reason why he doesn't say it as much. Or not much at all anymore. Like, whenever it comes Shippuden. That's why he doesn't. Because Rudolph. And what Rudolph basically says to Luffy is, Luffy, I know you have your whole dream of becoming a pirate king, but. And I also know that there's something else. And since the Dressrosa arc, around the time whenever Luffy was getting, the whole Gear 4th power, happened some time after Marineford, and we all know what happens at Marineford, the death of two very important people, one very important to Luffy, which would be Porcus the Ace, and basically, Rudolph is like, you still have that on your mind, don't you? And Luffy is like, yeah, I admit I do. And Rudolph is like, he would hate it if you were to be like this around the holidays. So, you know. And Luffy's like, yeah, you're right. Ace would hate it if I would be like this at the holidays. Besides, we're trying to save a holiday, save the entire world here. And so basically, Rudolph is like, so all three of you have learned something, which means I can show off a little something. And basically, his nose starts to go like that sound it made whenever it lit up in the cartoon movie thing. And whenever it happens and they're close to Rudolph, it just starts glowing extra bright. And Santa knows what Rudolph's pulling here. Rudolph basically just Kaioken their asses. Just gave them Kaioken times freaking 20 upgrade level. Basically, all of their powers, but each one of them gets a Kaioken times 20 upgrade. for like their lowest level of trying, and at their highest level of trying, they get like a freaking like Super Saiyan like grade 2. Not Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan grade 2 like upgrade. But that's only at their like maximum effort, like maximum amount of trying. Like at their minimal amount of effort trying, they get like Kaioken times 20 like boost, but at the maximum amount of effort trying, they get like a Super Saiyan grade 2. Not Super Saiyan 2, just Super Saiyan grade 2 boost. And they're all like, yeah, we feel wonderful. Thanks, Rudolph. And Rudolph's like, just here to help, but after that I'm really exhausted. But I'll still try to guide the sleigh tonight. That is, if there is a tonight left. And Santa is like, yes, that is why we must defeat Krampus. And that is where I'm going to leave off, because really, to be honest with you guys, I did not have any. I am basically running out of ideas, which is basically why. If you guys are starting to think I'm not trying as hard, it's because I thought it was going to be a lot easier to think of ideas, but it is. It's 12 days of what if. Like, I'm basically confining myself to 12 days, and it's the same premise, but I'm not able to be as. Well, I am able to be as free, but also I'm not able to be as free, because it's like I'm trying to, like, stick to, like, a movie premise instead of, like, a anime premise. Like animes are like shows like that they go on like for several episodes, but movies are only like maybe 1, 2, possibly 3 hours if like one of those like Lord of the Rings junkies, Pirates of the Caribbean junkies, Lord of the Rings, Pirates of the Caribbean, or maybe even like Stephen King's It was long as ass. Uh, like the original 1980 version was long as ass. So, yeah. Drive me crazy indeed, Pennywise. Drive me crazy indeed. Long ass running time, box office my ass. Anyways. Beep, beep, Richie. Okay, guys, I'll be here all week. Just. Dark Shadow Mavericks out. On Z and Das says the Dark Shadow Maverick is out.